do a little work. You know what I mean? Got a few projects today. Got some parts here. Right now we got in the shop 2019 Chevy Equinox. It's got 1.6 turbo, Ecotech, one of my least favorite engines. Today we're gonna do some brakes, front and rear, pads and rotors. Already got the car jacked up. And then we're gonna try and do this coolant gasket. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. One of the lines is leaking coolant, and we don't want the car to overheat. So rather than taking the whole turbo off, I'm gonna see if I can take the AC compressor off and slip up through the bottom, get the bolts out. That way we can, get it done. All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. We're gonna try and get this mount up here so everybody can see. Let's see how this works. Orientation is locked. Okay, so basically, there's no way to change the orientation during the live. Okay, well, that'd have been nice to know beforehand. That'd have been nice to know beforehand. Let's see that. There we go. That was a good shot right there. Bang, bang. First things first, we're gonna take the wheel off. Most cars, 19, 21. Some bigger cars, bigger lugs, 22s. I always push in. Kind of helps. One, not scratching the wheel. Two, when these lug nuts get swollen from corrosion, they like to stick inside the socket. Easy fix for that. Thread it on a little bit. Sometimes put the weight of the tool on there. That'll get it off. Pause. Yeah, these are all corroded, so every single one of these, and y'all know why. This is one of the reasons right here. Don't like American-made cars. Chevy, Dodge, a few other manufacturers actually recommend replacing these at an actual interval. Something. That's why I'm bouncing the wheel right now. One off. And as you can see, this is why we're changing it today. Nice big rust lip in the middle. This is from the pad not contacting and cleaning the rotor like it should. And we're gonna do the same thing front, back right now. If we were just doing pads, there's 2 bolts that we remove on the caliper pins. So it would just be these 2. Caliper would come off, we'd replace the pads. But in this case, we're gonna replace the rotor as well. What I like to do is get these screws out because they're hard to get out sometimes. And as corroded and as everything else is, I might have to fight with this. I might have to fight getting the rotor off. So right now we're gonna prep. WD-40, PB blaster, whatever y'all want to get, cat piss, Whatever works for you. Just, I like to soak stuff. Makes my job a little bit easier. Clean this off with a wire brush. Get you a wire brush, something smaller. Just get up in there. Any rust, corrosion you can knock off. Make this come off a little easier. Make your job. Alright, like that. Bing, boom. There it is. I had a light over here. Try and give y'all some more light. I don't know how much that helps. Helps a little bit. Most of the time it's like a 14, a 15, or a 13. This is a Chevy, so I want to say it's going to be a 14. Oh, one thing I hate stuff not being organized. 14. Whoa! Oh, that's you. I was like, what's going on? Why is it turning?
Now I want to see why it's on less. I'm seeing you like all the block.
Oh yeah, I put in part. Sometimes these guys like to spin the nut. You'll put a vice grip or another wrench on it so they don't spin. But if we were just doing pads, it would just be these two bolts here. And then what I do to get the caliper off, let's see here. I'll do the tire inflator. Pull. The caliper comes off. Always check the boot. Make sure it's not leaking brake fluid. And then sometimes you can hang them up here. Right now I'm just gonna sit it like that. I don't feel like pulling this out. I'm recording it. I figure it might be nice. These actually have the clips in here. That's a surprise. Oh, that's definitely needed rotors. Sheesh. It's crazy. Love it. So this hooks around the pad. Doesn't go through like on most cars. It hooks around the pad. Thank you, Chevy. Couldn't just leave a little hole in the side of the pad for them to go in. Oh. New pad should come with new hardware. I'm not even gonna bother putting that back in, but I'm gonna show you a close up. This is how the pad's been sitting on there. Can't even get them off my hand. Pause. Flathead screwdriver. I don't care about the rotor, so if we scratch it up, it is what it is. But normally, try to put it like on the edge and just a little bit of force. If you were reusing the rotor, I'd say maybe not, but yeah, look at these guys. So this is the inner. Inner's always going to be a little bit less than the outer. So that guy was dang near down to the metal, but if you look, it's got like the raised and lowered parts here. That's what you're seeing. Well, that's the inside one. When I take the rotor off, you'll see better. But if you look, it's got the line in the same spot, because that's how it's writing on there, you know? But that springs, that was to those springs. I was telling you about. What these are supposed to do, they hook around like this, hook, and then the pressure from the spring keeps the pads apart. You know, obviously it's top and bottom. It keeps the pads apart. That way they're not riding on your rotors, just wearing down all the time, especially if you get a seized caliper. But normally there's a hole that these just go into, but Chevy said, no, we're gonna make it wrap around the pad, which I don't like, because when it gets low enough, think about this, if this gets low enough, you're like, oh, well, what if not? What if this comes out a little bit? What if it kinks, bends? Now you've got a metal piece of, a piece of metal rubbing on your rotor, which I don't technically like, which is why I'd rather it go into the pad itself. We'll leave that for the engineers. But now we got this sucker off. We're gonna get the rotor off next. What I like to do, just keep it out your way, so you don't gotta worry about bending or breaking nothing. You can get a hanger. I keep wire hangers for this exact reason. But all this is just to hang your caliper so it's out of the way. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna try and work on this bolt, which I should have tried to do before removing the brake pads, but we should be okay. We'll see if I need to maybe clamp here to stop the rotor from spinning, but we should be okay with this. Let's find my impact wrench. It's in here somewhere. Heavy impact screw. Got today, this guy right here. As you can see, it's got a lot of use. It's got a lot of use. And this don't look like it's gonna really fit in there, as well as it already looks like it's chewy. We're not gonna use that. Use that. And it's a hex anyway. I'm glad I paid attention. Hex. A torque socket at that. Thank you, Chevy. We love it. So now I need to find the torque bit. These bits are a little bit bigger. Okay, so we're not going to use the impact. T30 socket. Try a T30. T30 fits. Alright, let's see how this goes. What I like to do with these, I know I'm going to be fighting it. Make sure it's straight in there, obviously. But okay. This helps loosen it up. Trust me, y'all. Trust me. It helps. It helps. Probably gonna need an extension to clear studs. Let's see if I can. Loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool. said, we don't care about the rotor. This way. Now, we are going to attempt to hold the rotor. I think it turned. Yeah, it turned. Yeah, look at that. And it's as tight, y'all. Like normally you break it loose, and then that's it. It comes out easily. This is what we soak. Because this breaks, which on a lot of cars they do, or strip out and you can't get it off. Now you're drilling this out. A lot of times, I'll be honest with you, I do brakes and I do not put these back. I don't. Wheel is gonna hold it flush against the hub. Pads hold it flush. Like, these are not needed. I really feel like engineers just did this to piss off the ticks. I am very, very much believe in this. Alright. That's how I cut myself all the time, which is why we're wearing gloves. And this is why you do this with the caliper and the pads on. We're gonna do something. Don't have to do this. Do this. Hopefully not mess up the brake hardware. As you can see right there. Alright, so we're gonna go back to old school ways. So if that doesn't work, get you a screwdriver. Screwdriver. This will only work if they are vented rotors, because there's holes in here. If they're not vented, so if they're back rotors, most of the time, back rotors are not vented. There we go. Makes my life a little easier. I'm gonna have to hold this. Oh, I'm trying to hold this as straight as possible so it doesn't strip. This is tight, y'all. This should not be this tight. Look, I suspected this, and the bolt broke. No, it came out. No, it did break, but it broke in the hub. So guess what? We don't gotta worry about it. We don't gotta worry about it. Perfect. Love it. I'm here for it. Here for all of it. This is why we don't wait 2 or 3 years to do brakes, yo. Do a clean and adjust once a year. Don't have these problems. Clean and adjust literally means taking this off, taking these out. Look, these should move freely all the time, which they're actually okay. But what I mean by clean and adjust is take your calipers off, take your slide pins out, clean the old grease off, put new grease on. Alright, now this will come off. I won't have to fight it. Perfect. Now we got 2 bolts to take this bracket off, which I think are 24s. 22 or 24. I don't know. 21. 21. Now, bada bing, bada boom. Get that in there. Blood clot. Relax. Tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. 19. Snub nose. 21. What you looking for? This is rotor 1. Got 3 more of these. This one. So I don't have space to get the gun in there, which I kind of suspected. Old school. That's why I'd be so tired when I come home. Try to bring it on this side so I can get a better angle. Nah, I think you guys see okay from there. I'd rather lift the car up so you can see from the bottom. I'm gonna do that. On the next one. Ah! That's my pinky hitting this. Oh, God. Already coughing. Caliper bracket bolt. Got one more at the bottom. Usually this is why you keep one on. Always. So you get everything apart. Shouldn't be this way. It's what corrosion. Here's like flakes of rust are just falling on the floor. I have to bust my knuckles up. Jeez, Joseph. Now it's pretty much all the way out. Okay. Caliper brackets. Hardware, that's where your pads sit. They sit in here. When I say clean and adjust, like I said, pull your slide pins out. Get a wire brush, something. Just clean this off. Wipe it. I don't care what you do. Put new grease on it. Okay? Put new grease so that these slide evenly. A lot of times, bottom one gets stuck, top one moves freely. Now your caliper is doing this. And say your pads going like that, they're going in at an angle. Your pads start wearing on like a hill. But I always take these out, clean them, put new grease, check your boots. Make sure your boots are not leaking grease because then you need to replace them. Hardware I usually replace, especially if it comes with it. Sometimes new hardware doesn't fit right, so you leave the old stuff on it. This, honestly, is fine. I would just clean this up. Clean this up with a wire brush. Even if you want to put some brake clean on here, you could do that as well. But just hit it with a wire brush. What I really like to do on my cars, custom cars, when I have this off, paint it. I done did red, purple with flakes, all of that. Clean this, paint it while you got it out. But now, since we did all that before, rotor comes off. If this don't come off like this, it's stuck on the hub, hammer. Preferably here. Don't hit the stud, obviously, but hammer. This is where it gets stuck on the hub. A lip of corrosion will get built up there. See, even right now, it's loose, because the corrosion is still there. Don't want to come off. as soon as I can get it over the bottom here, which it's about to. Almost feels like there's a parking brake on it here. There we go. Look at all of that. Look at all of that. This is where it gets stuck at. And you can see corrosion in here. This is it sitting on the hub. Look at this. So what I'm gonna do here, because even though this isn't my car, I do care about who gets it. So look at all, these are the flakes of rust that were dropping off here. Like, let's replace the rotor. Like 40, 50 bucks. Don't cut this, please. No resurface, please. And I am in the state of Pennsylvania, which I believe that actually fails state inspection. Same thing here. Clean your hub up. Look at that. Clean the hub up. This is when when you're stuck on the side of the road and you got a flat and you go like, oh, I can change the flat, and then you do everything and you get down there and you can't get the wheel off. Took the bolts off, took the lugs, everything, wheel won't come off. Now you're over here on the side, horse kicking it for 30, 40 minutes. When if you would have did this right here, on the hub and on the wheel, that wheel come off, no problem. Toyota, known for that. Chevy, all of them American made. Except for like the newer Dodges, some of them use studs instead of lug nuts. But just, yeah, real quick, I like to go in here, clean up mine, hub, clean the dust shield. This is so you're like, oh, I hear squeaks, and they just did my brakes. Well, some rust probably fell between your brake pad and your rotor. This is why we do this. And I know y'all like, oh, why is he not wearing a mask? Brakes don't have asbestos anymore, so I'm not worried about it. As well as, I promise you, I'm holding my breath as much as possible. Ooh. Ah. We got a pads and a rotors here. Why are we putting tape? Where's this rotor going? So, I don't know if you can see this like greasy material. This is so the rotors do not do not rust while they're sitting on the shelf waiting to be purchased. So what we always do before just, oh, I threw the rotors on there, threw the pads on there, you have to clean that off. That is a light film. If you want to, you can use a rag. Me personally. And yes, I know I have it on there backwards. I'll show you why in a second. Here with some brake clean. Let it air dry. If you want to rag it off, you can. Okay, there was some brake clean that gets that film off of it. Literally, I can feel the difference. Between this side and this side feels sticky. You hear that? It's like almost like glue. Now, yeah, that guy stuck in it. Guess what? It's gonna stay right in there. I ain't messing with that. Most of the time, this should only have one hole to line up with this guy. Some cars have two. You remember, a lot of brakes and rotors fit a lot of different applications. So that's why this has them everywhere. Do not confuse these holes up with these. See how these holes, right, versus these, they're kind of concave. Don't mix them up, okay? And you can't even fit nothing through those anyway. That's not gonna fit. So, I was gonna say these will only go on one way, but they will actually go on 5 different ways. Alright, but we do that. Same thing. Hit the front with the spice ball. Spice ball. And then when you hear that, it means you're out of brake clean. Yeah. Squeeze it. Just take the pressure out. I want it slow on nobody. These are the rears. And with hardware. Put that in the back for now. So we're just doing the front right now. We'll do the back afterwards. I like to work on the same axle. That way I know what bolts I need, the tools I need to get in there before I even mess with it. Alright, 2 things I already don't like. This came with the hardware, but did not come with new springs, which means I have to reuse the old springs. But that wasn't really the big thing I didn't like. What I don't like, my pads are opened. So I don't know if somebody checked. That's what they were doing. We are going to, one, make sure the part number, which is not stamped on here, 148 is 2467D398. Okay, so I just matched up. Bring it in focus. I matched up this number right here with the one on the box because they get stuff wrong. From the warehouse, they'll put the wrong one in there. When you go pick it up, they'll put the wrong one in there. Somebody will return old pads, the wrong pads in the wrong box. And trust me, it happens. All right. There's that. Okay. The other issue. These are not the right pads. They are similar pads, but you see this doesn't have that lip up there. You see? As well as that is thicker. And these are not the right pads. They're not gonna fit. I could probably make them fit, but I'd rather just get the right pads. Oh. No. That's just the pads.
for me, I can't put it in if set up in
I mean, I put them on. I just,
I
you know me. I always let you know first.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. But just I wanna make sure it fit here, it could be fine, you know? That's what I'm looking at. If that one's working here.
I just think it's too thick. I was trying to put them in there. Whatever I think I can fit it if I put the hardware on,
So rotor's good, yeah?
Rotor seems okay. Yeah, rotor seems okay. The only thing I noticed was the pin, instead of it being one hole, there's 5, but I assume it's because it'll fit multiple parts. Oh, that blinds me. Why these lights always turn back on? I'm gonna put the bracket on.
I'll let you put that on the door.
Yeah, but I have it off, so it shouldn't do that. I'm gonna put the bracket on, so when the pads get here, all I gotta do is put the pads on. Okay? So, alright, so we're getting a new set of pads. There's brake grease. Where's the brake grease? I go in the brake grease. So what I do, it's not gonna stay there. My brake grease. Get some brake grease like so. Oh. And put it where the pad is going to make contact. Doesn't need a whole lot. Too much, it can get on the rotor, and now you can't stop because there's grease on the brakes. But I just come in here like so. Make these pads easier to slide back and forth. I'm the tech that you want working at the dealership, because you know I'm gonna do this. And then when you buy the car, you know it's been done correctly. And I try to advocate to do things correctly. One, because I don't like doing things twice. I do not. I don't like, oh, it didn't work, so now I gotta do it again. I'd rather know I got the right parts, know that they're gonna fit. No, I'm not gonna have no issues. Alright, so now what we're gonna do, I hold the rotor in. No, these aren't the right rotors either. Ha ha! That's crazy! And this is why we match.
What size are the rotors?
Wrong size too.
The rotors are wrong size?
Yep.
What size are they?
I don't know. The old
What's
one
the old one?
over there.
I think they're asking. The rotors are wrong too.
Yeah. So this is the rotors. What you do, I think I'm measure straight forward. It's supposed to be like millimeters.
Like on cloth?
12 inches? This is either rotor, right?
This
So
is
I
why
can give me the orders on the back, okay?
and I should have thought something.
Okay, so put them back in the box. We're gonna get new pads and rotors. Okay, so we have the wrong size.
Yo,
This is this one, or not, size this one.
that's probably the rear.
Okay, forget it.
But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna check the rear and make sure that it's the right size for the rear. And this is why we check our parts and compare them. Because imagine you're a customer sitting here waiting. And now they'll be like, yeah, we got the wrong brakes. Now you're sitting here another hour. I mean, me, because I'm smart, I would start doing something else on the vehicle, but. These are the bloopers. The bloopers, yeah, the bloopers. how we start the day off.
40 minutes in on one side. This is a life of a thing.
Alright. Well, we're gonna work on the back now. Let's move our mount. Back here. Oh, we getting hot. It's cold outside, so we have to heat them on. It's toasty.
Do we got this up here now?
Yeah, I want to make sure they're the right size. So 19. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure it's the right size. Pads and rotors. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the comment, leave a comment. When I get a second, actually try and look at them. Answer some questions. Alright, that. Alright, so here we have an electronic parking brake. So, what I now need to do is get the scan tool, tell the electronic parking brake, we'll tell the car, hey, we're gonna do some rear end brake, or do some work on the brakes. That way it will release and slide the caliper back into service mode. Because you cannot just compress them or twist them back like on some Hondas and other vehicles. These actually have to get a signal from the car, it's in service mode, and it will actually push the caliper piston back or unlock it. Let's say unlock it. Technically push it back. And I don't want the tax coming for me. Oh. Hopefully they made it the same size. Same thing as before. Promise you, it helps. This side probably won't be as bad as the back side, but guess what? Just in case, we gonna do it. Alright? You see all the rust that we got back here today? I'm trying to mess with it. This sucker in there. It fits. Fits. Yeah. See the difference, and you actually don't just take the freaking wheel off. See if I try not to push. Oh, look at that! You see how easy this one is compared to the other ones? That's how it should have been. And yes, it's still turning the rotor. Don't really know why, but we'll just hold it like so. You could, if you had a partner, you could have a partner go in and step on the brake if that front caliper was not off. front caliper's off, you hit the brakes, that piston's coming all the way out, and probably not going back in, and then you will be replacing the front caliper and leading the brakes. And now, it's like once it gets to that one spot, I would just use an electric ratchet, but I don't want to strip this bolt. I want it to at least come out enough. It's annoying. I wish I could clamp the rotor. What I would do is clamp it, but just back in place in a way. And I can't clamp it here. But I have to clamp the axle on this. Yeah, we're gonna clamp the axle. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. We're gonna do that. Today we are. Do put a little piece of paper towel here. That way. Now, and it's at the top. This is gonna snap too. I can tell you right now. I can feel it. I'm tearing the bolt in half. And I'm trying to stay clear of the lug studs so that when it does, I'm not still carrying the weight and then now hitting something. Alright, let's tighten this a little bit. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on this axle, I promise you. Promise you. So worry what's out there. Let's fix one there. Make it see this bolt. Clean and adjust your brakes once a year. There it is. Severed right off. And you heard it. Am I using a lot of pressure? It's the way it is. So now, just go back. this. Probably have to do the same thing to the other side. Now, I let the car down, put the car in service mode, and then I should be able to continue. So, let's let the car down. I always make sure the lift is clear, because I like to leave wheels, tires, usually around the lift. I'll leave it right here, and then it'll go down, and then, yeah. Remove this from there. Just move this stuff out of the way. Everything's good here. There's the lock.
Exactly what you want.
Nice looking. That one looks okay. That's new. Yeah. And then it has the extra lip. Okay. Thank you.
Where's your salesman?
I'm the salesman. The salesman, the tech, the parts guy. What did you say, Tafiq? Service manager? Service shop manager? I'm gonna go get the scan tool. I'll be right back. Door. Everything. Hey. I just need a scan tool. Stop that. Oh, they want those are the rotors? Up top? Okay. I'm gonna check it to make sure. I'm really tempted to climb through the back, so I don't let it loose. I'm skinny, right? Oh God. Come on. Ah. Thank you, Chevy, for putting it at least on the driver's side, where we can get to it easy. Appreciate it. Alright. Hold on. I'm trying to start it, I promise. Thank you. Have to hold on these new Chevys. Have to hold the start button to put it in accessory mode. Alright. Let's see what we got today. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. To catch everybody up, we're doing front and rear brakes, 2019 Chevy Equinox 1.6 turbo. We received the wrong front pads and rotors. So now I'm checking the rear pads and rotors to make sure that they are the correct size. Because I'd rather order them now and, once I have them apart, the correct stuff will be here already. All right, so right now we're working on a Chevy. I'm just gonna do a standalone diagnostic. There's no repair order for this. If you're working in a shop and you want to put the RO number, that's what that's for. It's a newer car, so we can do auto select. We're gonna read the VIN. That's the VIN number right there. You can always double check, but I know this is the VIN number. Matter of fact, we're gonna double check. I'm gonna show you where to double check. We're gonna do a little quick tip. All right, if you are ever looking for your VIN number on your vehicle, European, American, Japanese, boom, right here on the windshield, driver's side corner, that is your VIN number. Most of the time they'll ask for the last 8, some places ask for the last 10, but that's your VIN number, okay? And if for whatever reason you can't get over there, a car's up in the air, usually on the door as well. Either on the door frame, this one's on the frame, sometimes it's on the door like right here. But VIN number, somewhere, yep, 3GNAXUEVXLL343022. And then usually right around the same area, there's your tire sticker. Which tells you the correct tires that your car should have came with from the factory. Right here it says 225, 65, 17, front, rear, even the spare size, as well as how much air pressure should be in each one. Because a lot of cars are offset, BMWs, Mercedes, they're offset. So, yeah. All right, so right now, we're in the VIN number. Hit OK. It's gonna decode. It's gonna say, hey, is it this car? Is it equipped with this, that, and the third? Sorry, so it's actually a 2020 Chevy Equinox, and it's a 1.5 turbo. Okay. So I apologize. This motor's used in, Buick uses it, Chevy uses it. I don't know if GMC uses, I don't know, but I know for a fact. Which transmission is in the car, couldn't tell you. If I looked at the trans, I probably could figure it out. We're not doing anything with the trans today. That's why, not to say I don't care, but it doesn't matter. Same thing here. This is the cluster. Enhanced monochrome driver info. Don't know? I could call the dealer, hey, which one is it equipped with? Oh, UDD, UDC, whatever. Radio. 7 options for radio. Yet again, don't know, don't care, doesn't matter. We're not messing with any of those systems. You know, if I was looking for a code, oh, the radio's not working or this isn't working, then yeah, I would want to have the right stuff. I don't need it. We're not going to worry about it. All right, so right now, diag, control unit, electronic brake control module should be what we need, but we're going to make sure. Sometimes they'll have like a service